Every time we see this, we stop and wonder. It doesn't matter how many times we've witnessed it. Something about it never quite makes sense. That lingering question is exactly why we decided to make this video. In most of the world, the car is the ultimate symbol of status. A steel box that quietly tells everyone, "I've made it." But in Vietnam, the car is only a guest. The motorbike is the undisputed king. As we move into 2026, the numbers are staggering. In a country of roughly 100 million people, more than 77 million registered motorbikes fill the streets, nearly one for every adult. Stand on a corner in Hanoi or Saigon and the first thing that hits you isn't the view, it's the sound. Not just traffic, but a constant rhythm, a heartbeat, and it begs the question, why? How did an entire nation become so deeply tied to two wheels? Today we're diving into Vietnam's so-called organized chaos. From the psychology of crossing the street, to the economics powering the delivery boom, to why, while much of the world is shifting toward massive SUVs, Vietnam continues to double down on the motorbike. This is why Vietnam remains one of the most two-wheel dependent nations on Earth by population share.
To understand Vietnam, you have to understand the scale. While countries like India or Indonesia may have more motorbikes in total, Vietnam stands among the most motorbike-dense nations in the world. And that reality is shaped by three defining forces: geography, space, and taxes.
First, there's the geography of the hem, or alleyway. Most Vietnamese cities weren't designed on neat grids. They grew into dense networks of narrow, winding alleys. These passageways are the lifeblood of daily life, but a car simply doesn't belong here. It can't fit. In these spaces, the motorbike isn't just convenient, it's the only way to reach your front door.
Then, there's the sheer physics of space. In a city where every square inch is precious, the motorbike is a master of efficiency. In practice, you can comfortably fit 5 or 6 motorbikes into the footprint of a single sedan. This spatial magic is why you'll see sidewalks transformed into Tetris-like puzzles of handlebars and mirrors, and why most Vietnamese homes are designed with a ground floor that serves as a living room by day and a secure bike garage by night. In a high-density world, a car isn't just a vehicle, it's a space-hogging liability.
And if the lack of space doesn't stop you, the price tag will. To control congestion, the government places heavy taxes on cars, often doubling or even tripling the price compared to Western markets. For the average citizen today, a $1,500 Honda is a gateway to freedom. A tool for work, a delivery van, and a family school bus all in one. Parents, toddlers, and groceries often ride together on a single frame, gliding through traffic with practiced ease. A new Toyota, by contrast, is a luxury. Expensive to purchase, costly to maintain, and in many neighborhoods, with simply nowhere to park.
To a Western observer, Vietnamese traffic looks like absolute chaos. But to a local, it's a beautifully choreographed dance. In the West, we rely on rigid logic. We have lanes, strict right-of-way, and a stay-in-your-box mentality. If someone enters your box, you honk in anger, you feel violated. In Vietnam, traffic functions like a liquid. Think of it like a river. If you put a rock in a river, the water doesn't stop and wait for the rock to move. It just flows around it. This is collective tolerance. If there is a gap, you fill it. If someone pulls out in front of you, you don't slam your brakes and scream. You simply drift slightly to the left. And here is the most interesting part: the patience. One of the things that keeps amazing travelers is the emotional discipline here. Even when thousands of bikes are inches apart, open displays of anger are far less common than you might expect. And those horns you hear? In the West, a horn is an insult. In Vietnam, it often functions like a sonar ping. I am here, please don't drift into me. This constant, patient movement is why traffic jams in Vietnam don't usually grind to a halt. They just move slower, like a thick, calm syrup.
Even with all that patience, if you're a first-timer in Vietnam, your biggest fear won't be the food, it'll be the crossing. Some tourists often stand waiting for a gap that never comes, hoping the Red Sea will part. But the sea is made of motorbikes, an endless flowing tide that simply doesn't stop for anyone. Here is the behavioral insight you need to know. Vietnamese drivers are masters of predictive movement. They aren't looking at where you are now. They are calculating exactly where you will be in 3 seconds. The biggest mistake a tourist can make, stopping suddenly or running. This isn't about recklessness. It's about being predictable in a system that constantly calculates movement. Here's the math. If you stop, the driver who calculated a path behind you will hit you. If you run, the driver who planned to go in front of you will hit you. The secret: become a constant. Walk at a slow, steady pace. Keep your head up. The river of bikes will instinctively part around you. It's a leap of faith that feels like a superpower the first time you make it to the other side. Just remember the one golden rule. The bikes will move for you, but the buses won't. Respect the hierarchy of weight, and you'll be fine.
But we also have to talk about reality. Moving tens of millions of vehicles every single day comes with real risk. Over time, long-term data shows a clear shift. Years of strict helmet enforcement and an absolute zero-tolerance approach to drinking and driving have fundamentally changed street culture. Long-term trends show improvement, but in a country this mobile, the challenge remains enormous. Here's the surprising twist. Because traffic in major urban centers is so dense, movement often slows to a near crawl. This slow-motion chaos can actually reduce the severity of accidents. Unlike the high-speed, high-impact crashes common in car-dependent countries, most incidents here are low-speed entanglements rather than deadly collisions. The real danger isn't the crowded city street, it's the open highway. That's where the agility of motorbikes collides with the massive blind spots of freight trucks and high-speed buses. It's a reminder that while the urban dance is a marvel of coordination, surviving it demands constant focus and a system that never stops evolving.
Beyond just getting people to work, these bikes are the literal engine of the economy. The delivery boom in Vietnam is unlike anywhere else on Earth. In 2026, the gig economy remains the lifeblood of the city. Platforms like Grab, Shopee Food, and the electric giant Zan SM depend on hundreds of thousands of drivers. From delivering a single banh mi to moving bulky household goods, the motorbike has become the backbone of everyday urban logistics. The shipper culture is so efficient that you can order a coffee and have it at your door in minutes. In Vietnam, the motorbike doesn't just carry passengers, it moves a significant part of the nation's daily economy.
As we enter 2026, the familiar roar of Vietnam's streets is reaching a turning point. While petrol engines still dominate, the growing presence of electric motorbikes is rapidly reshaping the sound and feel of daily life on the road. Vietnam has emerged as one of Southeast Asia's key leaders in this transition, with electric two-wheelers now a common and unmistakable sight in major cities. Over the past year, local brands like VinFast have expanded their electric offerings, giving riders more battery-powered options that are quieter, cleaner, and designed for everyday urban life. But no matter what powers the engine, the motorbike remains far more than a vehicle here. It's a reflection of Vietnam itself, practical, resilient, and constantly adapting. With tens of millions of bikes in daily use, this two-wheeled rhythm continues to shape how the country moves, works, and connects.
So, the next time you find yourself trapped in a standstill, multi-lane traffic jam in cities like Los Angeles, London, or Sydney, think about Vietnam's liquid logic. Think of a river that rarely stops, only slows, and reshapes itself. Proof that sometimes, moving forward doesn't require more space, just a different way of flowing. And now the question is yours. After seeing how that river moves, could you handle the streets of Ho Chi Minh City, or would you still be waiting on the sidewalk? If you've experienced Vietnamese traffic firsthand, share your story in the comments below.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the related video on your screen for more fascinating content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more incredible stories. Your support means everything to us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.